We're in today with the GT 530. This is a 2011 video card with 96 shaders, 1 gig of VRAM GDDR3 at 128 bits bus width, running with 700 MHz on the core clock and nearly 800 MHz on the memory clock. We're going to pair it up with this Intel Xeon W3690 with 6 cores and 12 threads running at 4 gig. This is the best that this HP Z400 can do. And we're going to see how this system with this video card is running in a couple of games. Let's start with GTA 5 and see how it runs on 1080p with everything on normal, I mean low details, only with FXA on enable and advanced graphics on 0.5. I only got 1 gig of VRAM, so I don't think this video card can hold that. Let's jump in. Alright, so let's see how GTA 5 is running online. Let's go into the garage and see what FPS we got here. This is not the right FPS I want. Apparently 22, 23, 21 FPS is not the right deal in GTA 5. But 17 FPS on average, yeah, no, I don't want that. Okay, let's change the resolution and find the right resolution. 40, 50 FPS I will take, you know, so let's put my lucky number, 1366. Let's see how we are doing with this setup overall, you know. So what do we got on the GPU? The core is not maxed out, 89% load on the core. Well, everything is on low, you know, so in this situation it's kind of horrible. Maximum VRAM, so the bottleneck is in the VRAM. This VRAM is bottlenecking because it's DDR3, you know what, if it was GDDR3 or GDDR5, I think the whole system would have been much better. So I have a problem with the VRAM, not with the GPU itself. Maybe if I overclock the memory, that would work much better. But I'm 100% sure I will kill the memory. The cores, I can see that it's reaching like 50% load on the cores. And let's take a look and see how the CPU is doing. 4000 MHz on the cores. I kind of love that, you know. So it's kind of cool to see the system like this. Let's take on the GPU side. Yeah, maximum VRAM load. And can't complain there, seriously. 700 MHz on the core. Phew. It's throttling, baby, it's throttling. You see how the casino is at 28 FPS. But I wanted to see how it looks in the casino, because here, every single time I come here, it just lags like hell, you know. So look at the minimal, 4 on minimal and 20 on 1%. Not the ideal numbers, seriously, not the ideal numbers. GTA 5 with GT 530 in GTA Online, not that great, seriously, not that great. Let's go into Modern Warfare 3 and see how the system is holding with this. This is gonna be interesting. On low details with 1080p. I'm just curious how the game is holding. Alright, I'm actually surprised this GT 530 it's actually doing the job in this game. This is a very nice performance from this video card. 1 gig of DDR3, you know, and apparently it's enough for this game. All the titles, it's ideal for this. Not new ones. Yes, got my bunny back. But on the other side, the CPU, it's not that bad. Look at this. I'm owning them. Alright, this is magnificent. I want to see how the CPU is doing. 10% load, 11, 18. Look at the cores. You can actually see the 1.6 gig on multiple cores. Well, it's not stressed, the CPU in this case, so I will not suggest to run it at max. Apparently, I can do a downclock with 1600 MHz on the CPU. It still works. This Modern Warfare 3 with an older CPU, 1366, it's a must game for an older CPU like this. Kind of cool, man. Kind of cool to see this. There's a lot of games that are old and they are awesome, but they don't have a lot of support, and they usually just die and kill the server because financially it's not worth it, you know. But here, I'm very happy that this game still has the servers online and you can play the game and you can join with people. It's very good that old games are still capable of running with old hardware. Alright, let's jump into World of Tanks and see how the system is holding the game. I got minimal quality with 1080p. Yeah, I think I need minimal for this 530 in order to run okay. World of Tanks is working with the GT 530. Yes, so what is the problem and why I have only 60-70 FPS? If I zoom in, do I lose FPS? Yes, in some cases I lose FPS. If I snipe in the bush, I got 50 fucking FPS. Zoom in the bush and you lose FPS. All right, but overall it's doing the job and I can't complain about this. Seriously, look at this. 50-60% load on a couple of cores. That's actually okay. No complaining in this situation because the CPU, it's okay with the overall system. You know, the HP Z400 is doing the job. 6 gig of system RAM. That's actually okay. Let's take a look on the CPU. 60 degrees. Actually, all of the cores are on 4000, so that's okay. That's what I want from the CPU to do its job. Let's now move to the GPU and see. Yeah, 98% load on the core, it's the problem. You know, I'm only using 50% of the VRAM, and in this situation, it's understandable. That's my main problem, the core, not the VRAM. So the VRAM is okay. Apparently, it's not being utilized. Core is good. The frequency on the memory is good. Everything is on, how should I say, it's on point. If it's lagging because the core is too weak. Let's activate VSync. VSync, it's activated. We got 60 FPS and see the averages. You can actually see the core now, it's on 70% load. It's good, you know, it's good. This is how it needs to be. 5 gig of VRAM, averaging with 50, 60. Oh, come on, let's see. We're gonna see the averages here and then we can decide if the GPU it's okay. Kind of good to see on 60 FPS this GPU and the system performing like this. I like it how it's I like how it's working like this because it is distressing the whole system, you know. 70-60% load on the core, and it's kind of fantastic to see even an old video card like this working with 70% load on the core. It's good. It's good that VSync can actually help this system. Let's jump into Fortnite and see how it runs with 1080p with 75% render scale. Let's try 75% render scale and see how it runs like this. If I need, I think I have to put it around 50%. I don't know. Let's see the performance. All right, so in the air, apparently 98% load on the core, 0.9 on the VRAM. So the GPU is maxed out in Fortnite in every single inch of the video card. The system itself doesn't have any problems. It's got like 7.6 gig of system RAM used. Let's see the core, how they are doing, 4000 megahertz on each of them. You see some of them they are 3.6, some of them 1.6, barely any usage. I mean, only a couple of them they are maxed out on the frequency. So yeah, apparently the GPU is lagging, so I have to distress it by lowering the render scale. You can do that by either changing the resolution down or use the render scale and you're good to go. Let's change the render scale to 50%. If I zoom and if I'm sniping, apparently goes to 40 FPS. Not the greatest performance I had with 500 series video card. Not the ideal performance, but it's running. With 50% render scale, how should I say, I can't recommend this video card. There's no way I can do that. When I look at the map, it's like 40 FPS. Whoa. So, note to myself, don't look at the map or just look at the ground and you get hundreds of FPS. Okay, 720p gives me with 50, what do I have? 50% render scale? Yeah, 51% render scale. I get playable FPS, 80 FPS. I'm guessing this is a 720p video card because now I get 80-85% load on the core. That's okay. This is what I want. 87% of the VRAM is used. So this is the right numbers that I want from this video card. Yeah. So 95% on the fan is on maximum and is giving me 60 degrees. So it's there, you know, it's keeping the GPU cool. All right, Farlight, apparently so I got smooth, very high on the frame rate. Anti-aliasing it's off, anti-stropic filtering 1, off sun shadow details, and 100% render scale. It's got a render scale. This is kind of good because in the future I want to use this to help me with older GPUs. This is gonna be interesting for the older video cards. Okay, so the GT530, it's actually holding pretty well. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of great to see this video card running like this. 95% load on the core. The VRAM, how is it? 90% load on the VRAM too. It's actually holding with this. I can actually manipulate it in such a way and the render scale can do the job. In this situation, I really have a chance with this. So the developer actually made updates for this game in order for you to play it with any potato GPU apparently. This is a fantastic update and I will be looking on this game for in the near future. Seriously, it's kind of great to see this game perform like this. I mean, it's overall, let's see on the CPU side, apparently 4000. Apparently all of the cores are up and running. There's no problem with this because it's, you know, it's doing really nice with hundreds of FPS, but the minimals, it's not in a great condition, you know. Look at this. Yeah, 11. I don't know why it's lagging, but it actually worked better because it really got nice FPS. Yes, overall the system is doing great. It's kind of fantastic to see the performance. Seriously, on this video card. Let's jump into Paladins and see how this game is running with the 530. I'm putting it on 1080p. Everything is on low details. Field of view 100. Let's start with low details and maybe we can change the resolution and the render scale if we got any problems. All right, how we doing? Ooh, look at this, 60 FPS. This is great, seriously. Ooh, baby. Look at my performance. I'm very surprised that I only got 300 megabytes of VRAM. How is it possible? Seriously. Only this amount of VRAM. 5.3 gig of system RAM it's utilized. Not gonna lie, the performance is good on the GPU, but I wish I had more. Damn, Daniel. I wish I had more performance in the core because that's the only problem here apparently. But you can actually see the GPU is the problem. I wanna see if the CPU is doing okay. 20-30% load. All of the cores are on 4000, so it's okay. You know, it's not lowering the frequency because they are not doing their job. Averaging really nice with 60 FPS, 90 in some cases because it's doing a great job, but in some situation the minimals is not okay, you know. Let's try line of sight because there's not a lot of games that actually runs on this video card. So I'm on 98% load on the core, 0.4 gig of VRAM. I mean 43% utilizing the memory. That's not bad, but I only get like 34 FPS on minimals. In some situation it's actually working really nice, you know. So look at this, 4000 megahertz overall, barely any load on the CPU, 5 gig of system RAM only used. So in this situation I really appreciate how the CPU is working. On the other hand, I got only 17 FPS on minimals and 35 on 1%. In this situation, I will definitely like to have more FPS, you know, but I think I have to lower the resolution and the scale in the game, you know. It's on minimal details, so I can't put really too many things on low details because this is the lowest you can get. But I'm 100% sure it will be kind of cool to see how faster this GPU and the CPU can go. But it's doing the job. It's doing really nice when it comes to performance. I really like the system, but I do want to be very careful about this video card if I want to recommend it because it's not very powerful. From the gaming perspective, you know, I don't recommend it. From the budget side, I recommend it because it's good for multimedia PC, you know, YouTube, watching some videos, music, email, stuff like that. Some very old or light games that are not very demanding on the VRAM or the core because look at it, 700 megahertz. 128 bits though is still interesting that, but it doesn't have the shaders. 96 shaders on the video card. Old games, yes. Multimedia, office machine, yes. Light games, yes. New games, kinda no. Do I like the video card? From collector's point of view, yes. From gaming, no. I'm just curious, what do you think about this video card?